Hello and welcome to the Week in Review. My name is Bobby Halton. I'm the editor-in-chief of Fire Engineering Magazine, and this week we're being brought to you by the Fire Department Instructors Conference. FDIC 2012 registration is open, and the slots are filling up fast for the hands-on training. Classes like Man vs. Machine, Searching Collapsed Void Spaces, and Advanced Extrication are already filling up, so make your reservation now and get the classes you want. Go to FDIC.com and register today, and now for the Week in Review. Pasadena, California. High winds, dry air, and the possibility of extreme temperatures prompted the city and county officials to post red flag warnings again today. Even with winter approaching, much of the states in the West are still extremely dry from the extended drought. Firefighters should not let their guard down just because fall is coming. Wildfires are still a real threat in Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and California, so let's keep our guard up. Houston, Texas. Olinda Woodruff realized that she'd accidentally backed over her 4-year-old daughter in the family's Kingwood driveway. She repeatedly asked a 911 dispatcher to send an ambulance to her home. As she waited, Rebecca, her youngest child, a fire truck pulled up, followed by police cruisers, but she said it seemed to take forever. We all know that's how people respond when they're under pressure. Finally, an ambulance arrived and later called for an emergency medical helicopter. According to Ms. Woodruff, a full hour passed before Rebecca arrived at the Memorial Hermann Children's Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Olinda Woodruff said in a statement that too many decisions in the response to the October 21st accident were made based on the city's new emergency response protocol, and that too much precious time was lost. This case highlights what critics call a serious problem with the city's new emergency dispatch system, which they say endangers the public's safety by dispatching the nearest fire department vehicle instead of automatically sending an ambulance. The new system's designed to triage ambulance calls by dispatching the closest fire engines, ladder trucks, and other Houston Fire Department vehicles to non-threatening EMS calls. If an ambulance is needed, then one of them are dispatched. Under the new All Hazards program launched on August the 1st, there were no changes to the dispatch of ambulances with advanced life support capabilities to respond when there is a life-threatening incident, according to Fire Chief Terry Garrison. However, Garrison would not give any details as to how the call to the Woodruff residence was handled, the response times of the unit, or at what point in time the ambulance was dispatched, citing an internal Houston Fire Department investigation. According to Harrison, I actually believe at the end of the day that this response and the outcome to this unfortunate situation has nothing to do with the new dispatch policy. We should remember that when we change policies, they're going to come under close scrutiny. We hope that the Houston Fire Department is vindicated and that Chief Garrison is correct in his assessment. In Brevard County, Florida, a firefighter and a pedestrian were critically injured Tuesday morning after they were struck by a car during a highway response incident. According to a local affiliate, a motorist slammed into a pole, causing wires to fall across the road. The firefighter, who was among those who responded to the scene of the initial crash, was standing with 2 civilians. Another car came and struck the pole, pulling the car around and causing it to strike the firefighter and the other people. We need to remember that our lights and sirens in our vehicles sometimes attract people's attention and can cause them to drive towards us instead of away from us. Please review all of your traffic safety protocol, and let's try to minimize our exposure during our highway responses. Also, we'd like to extend our best wishes for a quick recovery to all of those that were injured. Finally, as the Occupy protests become more violent, as predicted by several of their organizers, most notably Lisa Thithian, a career community organizer and anarchist who specializes in direct action protests, and Stephen Lerner of SEIU, firefighters need to prepare for their responses to these locations. Last night in Oakland, as the protests became extremely violent, protesters set fires to one abandoned structure, they attacked a police location and a Whole Foods store. Firefighters need to remember that we represent authority and government, much the same as our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, and that the folks involved in these activities will make little or no distinction between us. At fireengineering.com, you can access the Firefighter Support Foundation's newest free firefighter training program, Fire EMS Response to Civil Unrest. Remember that the tools on your fire truck can be used as weapons in the hands of someone who wants to use them against you. Now is time for us to review our protocols on how to treat people who are in custody, how to treat people for assault, pepper spray, exposure to tear gas, as well as how to fight fires in extremely hostile and potentially threatening environments. Regardless of how you feel about the activities of the Occupy folks politically, remember your safety and the safety of the citizens you've sworn to protect always comes first. When encountering a protester, be polite and respectful, be helpful when possible, and treat them with the utmost dignity as you would with any other citizen. Remember, they are citizens as well as protesters. Keep your safety, their safety, and the safety of citizens and property foremost in all your activities. Well, that's the Week in Review. I'm Bobby Halton. FDIC is only 164 days away, so register today, make your reservations early, get yourself a downtown hotel room and the classes that you want, and I'll see you in Indianapolis. And remember, please, be careful out there.